Praises due to the Most High, family. We back talking some more football. I had to do my division run, right? So this is the last game of the division competition. If you don't know, I'm a Saints fan, family. Also, if you don't know, I work overnight, so it's difficult to catch the games live. That's why you're getting these updates on a Tuesday. So I watch the highlights, I check the box score, and I give you my perspective, family. As a former football player, as a fan of football, that's all it is. If you disagree, the comment section is there for you, family. Like I want to hear from y'all too. But so I just watched a very tight, very competitive game between the Bucs and the Texans. I'm watching not because these are like great teams and to watch, but really because I'm just keeping up with the competition in my team's division, that being the NFC South. So the Bucs eked it out, man. They eked it out. When you look at the box score, family, I mean, there were plays made on both sides. Both quarterbacks played well. Obviously, Baker Mayfield kind of played better than C.J. Stroud, but C.J. Stroud did not play a poor game. But when you look at the stats, the Bucs low-key dominated. So I'm trying to really put my finger on it while I speak to you as to why the Bucs was behind like that for the whole game, because they really outplayed the Texans for the most part. I mean, it was, but the defenses played well. This was a physical game. This was not an offensive shootout. I mean, I don't know, really. Right, I'm trying to figure out why the Texans were really winning until the end of the game. But truthfully, why they lost the game is they were not putting the ball in the end zone like they needed to. They were really settling for field goals. Baker Mayfield had a chance to win the game at the end. Neither team had a particularly strong running game. But like I said, I mean, really, it kind of baffles me that the Bucs were in the position that they were with needing a game-winning drive, because they outpossessed the Texans. They outrushed the Texans. They outpassed the Texans. I don't even think they had a lot of penalties like that. So I don't know, family. I watched the highlights. I mean, to me, it was a pretty even game. Like, nobody, to be honest, stood out to me in terms of like their performance. Like, not even the quarterbacks, really. I didn't see no superpowers on display. I didn't see really like big teams. To be honest, I just feel like the Bucs were the Texans were kind of outcoached. To be honest with you, like that's kind of what the vibe is for me. Now I feel like the Bucs are favored in the division. They're winning the division. They haven't played a division. Well, wait, who did they play week 1? But they only 2-0. We only 2 weeks in, so it's plenty time to. There's plenty of division games to challenge them for the division title, because they have been dominating the division for the past few years, and they had the most recent Super Bowl win. So and even Super Bowl appearance. So they're definitely the top of the division right now. So, I'm trying to gain intel and see, like, how is that going to affect the Saints? I feel like there's going to be a difficult 2 games for the Saints. Especially when they can statistically dominate the game like that, still be down, and find themselves able to pull off a game-winning drive. You might think that they might be discouraged because they dominated the game literally, except for the points. But Baker Mayfield, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in the division. When compared to Penix, Young, Rattler. Now, their running game wasn't that great. Mike Evans, their best receiver. I've never been on the Mike Evans bandwagon. That's probably because I'm a Saints fan. I loved seeing Marshawn Lattimore lock him up. Mike Evans really made his name off of everybody else but the Saints. So my perspective of Mike Evans is different. But he is the best receiver on the Bucs until proven otherwise. He didn't have particularly a great game. So... really, to me, I'm just keeping it 100 with you, a thou wow with you, family. The Bucs. Some people I've seen some people on TV talking about Baker Mayfield may be an MVP candidate. The Bucs may be able to get a playoff win. I haven't seen that. To me, they just really look like the best team in a bad division. If I'm keeping it a thou wow with you, because the Texans are not the cream of the crop, and so for them to be down to a team, look, the Bucs had at least. I don't want to go too high. I don't want to overestimate too much. I'd rather underestimate. But the Texans had at least 20 fewer plays on offense than the Bucs. I want to say they were outpossessed by like 15 minutes. I think the Bucs possessed the ball for 37 minutes. That only leave 22, 23 minutes for the Texans. And they still they only eked out the win from a game-winning drive. So I'm not really convinced by the Bucs. Now, as it relates to the Saints, it's gonna be some tough games for the Saints. But the Bucs, man, if we talking about competing in the NFC, the Bucs aren't it, bro. If anything, the Bucs being the best team in our division just confirms to me. I said talking about the Panthers game or the Falcons. I think it was the Panthers game. The NFC South is the worst division in the league. It's the worst division in the league, especially if the Bucs are the leading team. They're not. They're probably. If it weren't for winning the division, and if winning the division did not guarantee you a playoff spot, the Bucs would be a wild card team. But because they're in the worst division in the league, and somebody has to win the division, they're gonna be like the 4th seed, right? But I was not impressed by the Bucs. You know what I like about Baker Mayfield though, and I saw this like as a meme on Facebook. But Baker Mayfield, he ran after a scramble. It looked like he got hurt. But in the middle of him like agonizing in pain, I guess he heard something that interrupted his agony, and he popped up to start talking mess to them. I like that dog in him, but I was not too impressed by the Bucs. I really think that they just the best team in the worst division in the league. Y'all let me know where I'm wrong. Who dat?